In this twist tutorial, we're going to be folding a closed rhombus twist. This twist has a slit on the back, so it's slightly different from our other closed twists. And this tutorial is part of the Summer of Twists series, which means that you can get email reminders for working your way through all 30 of the twists in the series at training.gatheringfolds.com/summer. And there will be a linked video at the end to practice this twist in a origami tessellation, a repeating pattern using this twist. So let's get into the twist itself. I'm using an 8-fold triangle grid on a square, and if you're not familiar with this grid, go ahead and check out the Summer of Twists welcome video. I'm going to rotate it so that my edge parallel grid divisions are vertical. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a mountain fold on the central grid line. And then this is the center point of the paper. I'm going to go one space above the center and draw a mountain fold down and to the right. And at the center, I'm going to draw a mountain fold up and to the left. So this is the mountains that we'll use for our closed rhombus twist. One of these mountains carries through, or I should say 2 of them, going out in opposite directions, carry through on the same grid line, while the other direction is 1 grid line apart, 1 grid spacing apart. For our valley folds, this is going to be a right-handed twist. So with my thumb up in the middle, fingers along the mountain, if I curl my right hand fingers, that hits the parallel valley. And I'm going to apply that to all 4 of my mountain folds. So with these folds drawn on the paper, I'm going to bring up my mountains and fold them over onto the valleys, keeping the center part up and freely movable. So notice that we have these little triangles on either side of the through line. I call this the central diamond of the closed rhombus twist. And we're going to press our pleats down, and I'm pressing where I know the corners to be, or just outside of where I know the corners to be is the most effective way. But you can also press from further out and then work your way closer and closer in until the paper shows you where those corners need to be. And those corners are going to be 1 grid spacing away from where mountain folds, or rather projections of mountain folds, contact each other on the inside of the twist. It's also going to be where the valley fold of one direction contacts the mountain fold of the other direction, or of the next direction. And that's going to be true of all of our twists. So using the bone folder to smooth everything out, I notice that I have new folds now, and I've erased some old folds. So my new folds form the central rhombus, and I've erased all of these projections of the mountains into the rhombus. So when you look at a crease pattern, you'll just see the pleats and the central polygon of the twist. You won't see any of these projections that are your references for folding in practice. So these references, these projections, are what you need to internalize for every twist to be able to fold it on your own. Flipping over to the back side, the way this rhombus appears on the opposite side of the paper in a crease pattern is with the central polygon in valleys, the folds coming directly to the corners in valleys, and then the remaining folds as mountains. And so here you can see, without the projection of folds into the middle, what's going on with this rhombus twist in the crease pattern. So now we've got our rhombus, and even when the central folds are already there, it's harder to fold up from the back side than it is from the front. So here I'm able to pinch these mountains and push them around. Another thing to notice here is that our rhombus is in a very different orientation. It's very twisted around after it's been folded. But the pleats are still in the same orientations. They're still vertical and this top left to bottom right axis. So the pleats stay consistent, and you can use that as your guide to where you're at in a crease pattern, even when the twist has folded. So if you'd like to practice this twist in a larger tessellation, check out the longer tutorial. And if you'd like to learn more about the closed rhombus twist, I have lots of lessons in my Basic Twist Bootcamp and Tessellation Starter Sequence courses that use this twist. So happy folding, and I'll see you in the next video.